given the prevailing rotation away from AI and software, and indeed some crypto assets. Uh, some of these stocks or some of these companies are now persistently in the news. We have NBIS and CoreWeave. They have just been trending relentlessly. So we're going to cover the two of them right now. NBIS settled with again with a loss of 3.14%. Intraday low yesterday $80. Yeah, yesterday $80. On the line trend is still bullish regardless. This is not turned off. So far, this weakness hasn't changed anything yet, even though the short and intermediate moving averages they seem to have been affected. That's this the rotation began on Friday, the third on Monday, the 3rd of November. Yeah. So the whole of this month, this November it has just that has just been so far. It is the month of rotation. Let's see now the 10-day moving average. Okay, before we do that, lower prices are expected to keep printing, going all the way towards the 22nd of November. After that, from the 23rd, maybe a bounce may happen. It is not expected that it's going to break through its 40-day moving average. That is the resistance from its 40-day moving average. That's an extrapolation. No guarantee that that will be the case. Okay, so projections are currently saying nothing to the upside. Oh, well, some to the upside. 88.46 is an upper projection. 70.71 is a downward projection, and 59.74 is equally a downward projection. It has a pivotal projection here of let's see what this is. This is 124.53. What are the odds that it's going to retest that? Okay, but not long ago, just a couple of trading sessions ago, it was trading at such a level. If it does close above that, then there's a good chance it might even attempt to retest 130.82. But we're talking about not something that's going to happen anytime soon. But you never know what's going to happen. The rotation has happened so far. It usually it endures beyond 2 weeks. Usually endures beyond 2 weeks. It's yeah. Sometimes it could maybe from 3 to 4 weeks. So the probability of it retesting 111.128 is greater than 50%. Yeah, greater than 50%. But if even though statistically it is very quite high, it may never happen anytime soon. Yeah, let's see now. 117, the probability of that printing retesting is equally greater than 50% as well. What of 120, 120, 130.82? Yeah, okay. This is not very tiny, very tiny, very tiny. Probably less than 2%. But at the same time as well, it's also when the probabilities are very tiny that you may find out that they'll print at some, they may eventually print. Look at this, for instance. Let me see this. This is okay. Okay, but usually, when you find out that probabilities that are so tiny, they eventually print. When you check the probability of some peaks, the probability at which they printed or at which they will be retested, you may find out that they're so tiny. Not in this cases. In this case here, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. In this case here, this 135 is very tiny as well. But and that was probably the case. That was how it was before it was retested. But the reason is because when the market is convinced about the direction they are going, they will put their money in that direction, and of course it defies odds and all that stuff, and then you find new highs, all-time highs printing, and those all those sort of things. But the reverse is the case with what we're facing now in a case where the market is jittery and rotating away. Yeah, probabilities of it. I mean, stocks with high probabilities, they don't register. They don't register, because it doesn't matter. It's just a statistics. People are not putting their money in that direction, so it's just a statistics. It's just a statistic. So yeah, um, positions open all the way back to 10 days ago. currently out of profit, and I think as well the ones opened 21 days ago, but maybe not the ones opened 40 days ago. Let's see. Let's just quickly have a look at that, and then we find out what's just going on now. From a readout here, we have, okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Positions opened 40 days ago. Let's see, are they in profit? They're also not in profit as well. They're not in profit as well. Yeah, so let's find out what's going on with NBIS.
NBIS was trending as of November 14th as investors debate its long term trajectory amid heightened volatility across AI infrastructure stocks. The conversation has intensified as traders try to determine whether the stock is forming a bottom or simply pausing before another leg down. Many are pointing to dark pool accumulation and unusual block activity as potential signs of institutional positioning, while others remain cautious, citing sector wide weakness and shifting sentiment around high growth AI names. Recent news has added fuel to the discussion. Analysts remain divided, with some reiterating bullish ratings based on NBIS strategic positioning in next gen infrastructure, while others warn that capacity constraints and ongoing dilution could limit upside in the near term. Community sentiment is split. Optimists highlight the company's accelerating demand pipeline and potential for scale, whereas skeptics worry that NBIS may struggle to keep up with that additional capital raises. All of this has pushed the stock into the spotlight as traders assess whether the current setup is a value opportunity or a value trap.
Okay, okay. CRWV, obviously, it hasn't been around that long, but yes, in the intermediate and the short term, those trends are severely bearish. Positions opened all the way back to 40 days ago are not in profit. It's resting. It closed yesterday with a loss of only 1.25%, resting critically at a pivotal projection. Yeah, pivotal downward projection. If it closes below that by Monday the 17th, then there's a chance that it might test 68.06. Yeah, there's a chance that might happen, and indeed also down towards 62.57. Yeah, but in any case, projections are saying 78.64 as of now. Yeah, and then as of Tuesday the 11th, it had 87.85, 102.76. As of the 4th of November, we had 119.06, 182.97, 209.25, 225.49. Okay, let's have a look at its 4-hour chart and see. Its 4-hour chart, I think it may have some extrapolations. It does have some extrapolations. So it's saying that a bounce might kick in by Monday, and then I consolidate going all the way towards the 20th of November. But the 40 period moving average is going to serve as a staunch resistance. Then after that, the downtrend may resume. Projections here are saying 92.36. Okay, let's see. 92.36. The odds of it retesting 79.69 is, yeah, very high, very high. You know, the odds of it retesting 85.80 is also very high. This critical, this is critical upper projection here, just slightly below this pivotal projection. Not yeah, it's still in play. That this projection is still in play. It was reiterated. It was reiterated yesterday. So this is 91.30. Yeah, also that probability is also very high. But like I mentioned in the case of NBIS, there's a rotation going away, rotation away from these stocks. Profit taking is going on. At some point, it might reduce so, but for now, maybe not in the coming days. He may not be able to. He may not do that. It may not, even though statistically it's very high. Maybe in future, in as when they'll come into play when you know um, the reverse of the rotation begins to happen. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's hear more about its what's going on with the company.
Meanwhile, CoreWeave, CRWV, was trending as of November 14th, sharply downward as concerns over its business model, financial structure, and heavy reliance on NVIDIA resurfaced. Debate intensified after reports questioned the sustainability of its rapid expansion, despite eye catching top line numbers. On its latest earnings call, management revealed that the company has raised an extraordinary $14 billion dollars in debt and equity year to date, a figure that both impresses and alarms investors. The company posted record quarterly revenue of $1.36 billion, up 134% year over year, and disclosed a massive $56.6 billion revenue backlog, nearly double what it reported just one quarter earlier. Supporters argue that these numbers reflect unprecedented demand for AI compute and position CoreWeave as one of the fastest growing hyperscale cloud providers in the world. Critics counter that the company's pace may be unsustainable, pointing to execution risks, capital intensity, and the fact that a significant portion of its growth is tied to NVIDIA's supply chain. Community discussions now revolve around key technical support zones, potential oversold conditions, and whether the stock is being unfairly punished as part of a broader reckoning for overvalued AI infrastructure names. The conversation escalated further after the CEO addressed construction delays on certain facilities, comments that some traders felt contributed to CRWV becoming a scapegoat for broader AI market fears. With sentiment swinging between conviction and caution, both NBIS and CoreWeave have become focal points in the ongoing debate about whether the AI infrastructure boom is entering a new phase or revealing its first signs of stress.